high expectations and low ceilings. Need no vacation. That's no feelings. I ain't wanna talk about it. I drink a cup of coffee about it, smoke some coffee about it. I'm lawfully valid. Speak the truth, I'm awfully callous to all of these rappers. They're causing a challenge. I might drop out. Hit the stage, maybe rock out.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Sable back here with another video. Now this one's going to be number 2 in a series that I started a little bit ago, a few weeks ago, called Flash to the Past. The first episode was on the original Honey Badger and Eagle Fire and Unturned before they were updated with their current models. Just looking at the differences that Nelson made between the two, and how it differently affects gameplay in some aspects, and just like getting the nostalgia effect of just like how they used to be before things got changed up. And in today's episode, we're going to be doing a similar thing. That's pretty much the whole point of the series, is just to look back at the old ones, compare them to the new ones. But as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, this is going to be a shorter one just because we're going over the vests, actually. So there is the police vests, the desert military vests, the civilian vests, and the forest military vests. I'm going to be going all 4 of these, over all 4 of them, and just comparing like the differences between then and now. Just to make a correction real fast, these are the vests from Unturned Classic, so 1.0. Just so you know, just not getting confusion. These are 1.0 vests, the original vests in Unturned, the OG vests of Unturned, so to speak. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright guys, first up we have the police vests. I'm obviously just giving it away right now. This is the current one right here, and this is the Unturned Classic ones. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not the worst. I'm gonna just take this real fast. Then just take a peek. My character. What in the world? What is that? Is that supposed to be a hole? Can't tell. Wait, what did it say? Oh, bullet resistant law enforcement gear. Huh. Yeah, well, there you go. Pretty high tech if you ask me. Look at that, would you? Now, obviously Nelson realized the mistake he made by making this black and changed it to blue. I mean, there's not really much to go over for this video, except for just to show these off and to point you to them in the description if you want to put these on your server or something. These are just the different ones, I suppose. But yeah, that's the police one. So just look at the difference between that and that. Just like the difference is like that has been made. This is literally just like a block with like corners shaved off, whereas this one has a bunch of defined detail. It's not that much better, but you know what I mean. Just comparing these two, and I wish I could go over stats and stuff for the different ones. I'm not really in a position to do that because I don't know the stats. But yeah, I mean, that's the old police vest, and this is the new one. Once again, all credit for these goes to Molten Montro. You guys can check out the mod in which he uploaded these in the description once it becomes public. But yeah, those are the police ones, so check out that difference, dude. It's just like, why would it be black? I kind of want it, like, is there some lore behind that? Can Sir Eddie come up with some lore behind that? Why black? I just don't know. But anyways, time to move on to the next one. Alright guys, next up is the Desert Military. It's kind of gonna be like the last one, if you think about it. Just like, wait, it's not really that super detailed, I suppose. I mean, it is Unturned 1.0. Nelson didn't really go into that much design with it, but I just kind of want to point out that, like, lots of times if you go in the workshop and you see people who are uploading like shirts or like vests or something, and they kind of like this kind of like level of design, like nothing on the back, like really basic, and there's like a couple stripes or something on the front. People are like hating on it sometimes, when they may say like, oh, that's trash, like, get better, like, oh, it's your first mod or something, or really, really bad at Unity, like, what are you doing uploading in the workshop and stuff. And it's not too often because not much stuff gets uploaded in the workshop, but like by the people who are new at least. But like, kind of like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, because you look over here, like, this is what Nelson started with, and like Unturned was a hit. And now of course Unturned Classic wasn't the most popular game out there, we all know that. But like, that's what he started with, and look how far he's come. Like, yeah, it's not super great. Still, people would accept that, you know, Unturned Workshop by any means. And Nelson was not really focusing on models. He wasn't really focusing on improving the models that much. He was mostly focused on the game, and just happened to be improving the models as it goes along. But on a different matter though, I do like the fact that Nelson made it a lighter tan rather than more of like a darker color, kind of like the same exact thing he did with the Honey Badger. He made the Honey Badger lighter. The darker color just doesn't feel as nice, I suppose. It just kind of looks like it doesn't feel right. I don't know. The tan makes you look a lot cleaner. I really think this is a lot cleaner. It's more soothing to the eye, I suppose. I'm not really sure how else to put it. But I definitely like this one better. It's thinner, whereas this one is like really thick. Right there is super heavy. Of course, it was Unturned 1.0, so you kind of gotta expect that. Some nostalgia effect, I suppose, just looking at these old clothes and just seeing what they're like, and like how far it's come and all that. But yeah, those are the dozen military vests. Alright guys, next up is the civilian vests. These are, I'd say this is the one that's changed the least by far, I'd say. But the civilian vest always was kind of like a different vest. Like I don't know, I just always felt it was kind of different. Just like the design is kind of weird. Not like unusual, just kind of weird compared to the other vests. But if you kind of look at it, it's funny because the civilian vest is the only one that's actually stayed true to the original design. Think about it, like that is most obviously based off of that. Through Unturned 1.0, 2.0, and now 3.0, Nelson decided to stay with the same design, and it just kind of shows you like he took that and made that out of it over the course of a few years, of course. And then of course it wasn't just him working on the models for those 3 years, as I stated before. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, I'll spend 3 years, 4 years working on some models. He was working on other stuff too. But as we noted with the desert military ones, a lot thinner here. It actually has a raised surface, so like it's not just all flat like right there, but instead it has some raised surfaces here. It's got more appropriated edges and stuff, not just like, you know, it's not just like cut like sideways on it and just like strapped over the neck or whatever. It's got actually holes and stuff. Like that one doesn't even have holes, it just has like a little collar. This one actually has a hole for your neck. I just kind of like that detail. And of course, it's just size too. That one's a lot bigger, and also definitely made the vests bigger. I'm interested to see though what the description is. Bulky and made of steel. I'll take this one, do the same thing. Nope, yep, reinforced with steel plates. So the description stayed pretty much the same too. I'm pretty sure Molten Mantra, the guy who uploaded these, took the descriptions from 1.0. I never played 1.0, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, it's definitely cool to look at those, because I think like, you think like, oh, like the old games, and you usually think like, oh, it's just trash, it's just ugly or whatever, right? But like, no, not really. I mean, like, yeah, the old games models aren't high quality or whatever, but it's still cool to look at, to see like these old vests, and just be able to, like, you can actually use these in game. You can put these on your server, for heaven's sakes. They work just normally. Like, you saw me put it on too. You could walk around like that, and like that's an actual thing that you can do this. That's pretty cool. I just really like that. So that's the civilian vest. Alright guys, last but not least is the forest vest. This one is literally just that. It's a forest vest. Pretty much the same thing as a desert vest, the changes. So I'm just gonna fly through it. You added all this stuff just like you did in the desert vest. He made the green lighter just like you did with the tan. Over here you just see like the same patterns on the other ones. Really basic, really dimmed down, and then the newer ones, of course, he added like all the different sizing and like the shapes and the tilting of the shapes and like how thin it is, all that stuff. Just makes it look a lot nicer, and of course it's bigger. As I mentioned with the civilian vest, this one doesn't have a hole, this one does, all that good stuff. There's not really much else to talk about for these, but I would just like to make a note to all of you to go check out Molten Mantra on Steam and on his workshop. I will have the link to the workshop mod for all these in the description. You can check them out. And of course, like always, make sure to check out my other videos. Make sure to join the Reform Discord, all that good stuff. And keep an eye out for the new Reform servers. I know I say this every single video, but we are actually getting there. And we're going to be done soon, so keep an eye out for all that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Sable out.